Welcome back to the Best of the Best tournament here live on Hexy stream. I'm Dalsy. The man next to me is ready to go. We have our final matchup of the day. It is literally the everything match that we have here coming up Hexy. It is the rematch of Shift W Gamers taking on the Gentlemen. It is the match that determines who is guaranteed third place and in the money. It's a match of big name content creators going up against each other and trying to determine that they're better than each other. You could say so many things about this match, but honestly, I'm just excited that we get to cast it.
Yeah, same. I'm very excited, and you couldn't ask for a better run back. They had an incredibly close match early where both these teams tied, so this will really be the time to separate. I would be curious to see if they actually draw again, which means we would go to another match and see who wins, and if we can't determine it even then, we'd go to Blood Point. Hopefully we don't have to go down that road. Hopefully we come out swinging and we can get down to it. But yeah, I am stoked to see what they bring out. Obviously, playing throughout this entirety of the tournament, you are only allowed to pick one particular killer per each round. So the fact that they've already picked all these killers back to back to back, I'm curious to see what they're going to pick for this final match. And it does look like we're getting some information. They're going to Wrecker's Yard.
Yep, Wrecker's Yard is going to be the final map of today. It is going to be Shift W Gamers winning the coin toss and electing to play survivors first again. So far, the Gentlemen have played Hag, they've played Wraith, they've played Pyramid Spirit, and then in a tiebreaker matchup where killer lockouts aren't counted, Oddstarver played Pyramid Head. So still has that up his sleeve if he wants to use it here in the losers bracket, but no, Oddstarver says no. He is bringing it home with the Plague here on the Wrecker's Yard. It's one of his most famous picks, especially for the double apples and, bringing stuff like Haunted Grounds with Retribution, Hex Ruin, and Discordance just for instant snowball pressure on the Hag. Hayden told Malika before the tournament started, when they found they were playing up against each other, that we have a secret strat to deal with your totem build, Malika. I suspect the secret strat is the Plague, because you can't use inner strength versus a Plague if you are sick. You're stuck broken, so it removes a perk slot there for Malika. It's an interesting choice, Hexy. What are you thinking?
It'll be interesting to see, do they choose to kind of cleanse early on, which gives her like a crazy power where she can go ahead and sip from the bloody pool and power herself up and basically vomit blood, which injures the survivor, which is super difficult to deal with. I think a lot of it coming down to versing Plague is kind of this like happy dance of like, I want to go ahead and cleanse, but I want to be mindful. I want to put the cleanse far away from her, so she has to overextend for it. So it's definitely an interesting pick coming out from Ott, but I like it. I respect it. I'm assuming Shift W might not have as much practice versus a killer like Plague. Is Plague something that is heavily picked in like the tournament scene? Because I haven't really seen that very much.
I mean, the only familiarity I have with Plague in the competitive scene is DBG League Season 4, when she was introduced and she had the iridescent add-ons available to us. So teams would bring Black Incense and they would be able to see exactly where she was, all the survivors were. For our tournament, we've actually opted to remove iridescent add-ons. She can choose everything that's purple and below. What I expect Otts will bring is effectiveness, which is the Vilometic and the Ointment, I believe it is, which is the cooldown add-on. But he might opt in to go for a bit of snowball pressure, and he can bring 2 apples to start the game with 3, pulls corruption, and try his best to snowball immediately. You watch the stream, Hexy, and he brings out the Plague, and he just goes to town on your solo queue survivors, your regular pubs, with the pools, with Discordance. He has a build that's just all about insta snowball, but I'm not entirely sure if that translates to competitive. Oddstarver, we already know that he's scrimmed the team, 2,000 hours in preparation for this tournament. So he's clearly used this against them and found some success and has a plan up his sleeve. gathered along the way here, Hexy. It's a rematch, a blood match between the two teams, and it's XxShinobazuxX on Rex Yard bringing it first here, and it's the double apples with Rancor, Devour Hope, Ruin, and Bamboozle.
Yeah, so you were right on that read. So it is going to be a little bit of a different build. Probably going to try to snowball on the pools here. This is a great map for Killer. It's definitely a nice one. You'll have the basement in the middle of the map, which is really nice if you get anyone down. A lot of times you can get to that basement pressure. It does look like Super Alf is going to see the totem there. Now, is he confident on what it is? We'll see what happens there. But Bamboozle going to lock up that window, so it does vault 15% faster, and it locks the window up temporarily where he won't be able to use it. Gets the vomit onto Brian and is going to continue to spread pressure. Looked like that was supposed to be a hit on the vomit there on Super Alf, but it didn't quite connect, and there's going to be the power up.
It has a bit of delay, I think, on our spectator, and he is sick now. It's worth noting, Hexy, this is the first Devour Hope that we've seen of the tournament, and there is a special ruling when it comes to scoring on the Devour Hope. If you are able to get your Devour Hope stacked up to 5 tokens and kill a survivor with your hand, it will reward the full 4 points available for killing the survivor. Unlike Rancor, which rewards only a single point for that, this is going to be a 4 full points, and that is a dead hard through the pallet into an attempted stun, but Otz backs up, charges up, and finds the bomb.
I like this idea, though. The team's probably assuming a haunted ground. It's going to come down to if they end up getting the Ruin or Devour Hope. If they end up getting Ruin, they'll probably just assume that it's haunted grounds, which will allow them to one-shot, and they'll choose not to cleanse it. And then next thing you know, pop, you get smacked with Devour Hope, and then they'll probably be on the hunt for that totem. So as you saw earlier with Super Alf, you saw Otz getting powered up with the blood vomit, and you saw how incredibly difficult that is to do burst because of constant aggression on that, which can single wound you.
So far this tournament, XxShinobazuxX has averaged 6.3 hooks per match, so that's enough to get you a Devour Hope as long as you are staying outside of the 24-meter range. A weird, I suppose there's no... Oh, wow. Just got infected. Can he make it to the pallet? I don't think he can. That was so greedy. No. From Super Aranova. That's going to be a down in the shack. That's going to be a basement. No, he can't. That's really interesting. Otz cannot hook basement. Like you mentioned, this map is super nice for Killer, as you can always hook in the basement if you wish to, because it's central. But if you're trying to get Devour Hope tokens, having a basement hook central is going to mean that you have to really avoid the basement and play to the outskirts of the map. So instead, a corner hook. That's very peculiar. We'll see if Shift W able to I guess, connect the dots here as to why XxShinobazuxX may have not decided to hook in the basement here. Now, one thing about Hex... actually, it's only 2 totems. I thought there was a retribution, but it's the Rancor coming through instead. That's going to be an interesting one. I don't know how we'll rule that. I guess if 5 tokens are available for Devour Hope at the time he more is the Obsession, then that just counts, right? It's the 4 points. We'll leave that to our admin. That's a full vomit. That's beautiful stuff. But Brian S coming through the dead hard. Able to get the pallet stun. Bamboozle, though, he ran straight into
actually tripped him up, yeah.
And also
it looks like he's
going to
Go ahead.
We're on the same wavelength here, Hexy.
Yeah, I know, bro. We're reading each other's minds, saying almost exactly the same thing.
See how Brian S is going to be able to dodge out the red vom. It's pretty difficult, especially when most of the survivors here are West Coast or Shift W and XxShinobazuxX being in Spain.
Oh my God! Oh no! Wow! What an incredible vomit there, man. Oh my God, I like that. Brian did a really good job of juking it, but it's like, oh, dodge me once, who cares? Dodge me twice, who cares? You're gonna go down eventually with this power because it's really, really strong. And I believe this is gonna be the 3rd stack of Devour Hope if he can get it here, which would allow him to start one-shotting the survivors, even if they aren't, sickened. And he also is going to be gaining the movement speed off of the Devour Hope too, which will make it a lot harder for them to get away from the plague. I actually really like this build.
The Shift W don't cleanse it. They're in trouble. That was a dead hard, but it didn't get him around the corner. The vomit still connects onto Super Alf. Another hook coming through for XxShinobazuxX. Fourth of the game. Only 2 generators have been completed. The pacing on this game is so much slower than a regular Shift W game.
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused as to why it's so much slower. It could just be they're a little bit scared of Otz on the Plague and not quite sure what to do. Also, we saw Super Alf saw that totem early on, so I'm a little confused as to why he hasn't gone back and possibly destroyed it. And we also have the Detective's Hunch there, but still not getting rid of any of these totems. So this is the possibility to start getting those stacks. He does have the 3 stacks Devour Hope, and now will allow him to one-shot no matter what.
Oh my god, I've just realized something, Hexy. This is crazy. If he downs the survivors using his special attack power, the survivors will not be notified that Devour Hope is in the game. They will not get an exposed status effect. So XxShinobazuxX is trying to utilize his pools of devotion here to hide and mask the Devour Hope all the way to 5 tokens so that the survivors do not have the information.
Big brain. This should be 5 tokens, actually. If he gets this hook, that's going to be 5 tokens. Assuming he gets away, and I would assume, yeah, this is going to be 5 tokens, which means if he ends up mooring them with the Devour Hope, of course, he will be rewarded the full 4 points, but this is the totem right here, about to be destroyed. Will it be the Ruin?
Oh, no.
Will it be Devour Hope?
Is XxShinobazuxX stuck? No, okay. It's just a spectator bug. Another pool of devotion gained here.
Got the Ruin.
It was the Ruin? Devour Hope's still active?
Yeah, Devour Hope's still active.
Oh my god.
I'm on the edge of my seat. Hold me, Dowsy. This is going to be insane. So we will get the full points here if he can get the downs, assuming they don't destroy that other totem.
I mean, Super Alf here on his default, so this is Super Alf on his default, so realistically he just wants a hook here and mask the Devour Hope even further, because all of these special attacks, no, he's revealing it. He is revealing it. Oh, he is revealing it. The Mori is going to come through. Super Alf didn't need to be Mori'd here. He was actually dead on hook already, so that is going to be 4 points awarded for the hook and the kill. And that is going to be the Devour Hope revealed, and that is going to be Malika getting rid of it immediately. I think that's a misplay coming through from Odds. It was such a lovely idea and concept to hide the Devour Hope all the way through, but chose the wrong guy. Chose the wrong guy.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the Dowsy, he was able to Mori someone in the middle of a match, right? And I don't think it really would have mattered there. Even if he got the hook, I don't think he would have been able to get to his totem. So ultimately, I feel like it was a fair trade. Probably lost about the same amount of time Moriing and just got to show off just how cool that was in the middle of a match.
Big brain XxShinobazuxX coming through against the Shift W gamers, looking for retribution for the gentleman. Malika now in her chase. Injured fully. Corrupt Purge going to make quick use of that one. A blind. It's just going to be celebration for XxShinobazuxX. Brian S. and Super Alf Nova now currently trying to rush this generator down. It's 50% completed so far. They need to split up because Otz is going to come and contest this immediately. There's no regression available in the match anymore. Otz's perk build is minimized to a Rancor and a Bamboozle.
And the Rancor is pretty much useless unless he gets hit by a D-strike. Other than the informational gain off the generators being completed, he won't be able to actually one-shot Super Alf, who is the obsession there. Brian going down. This is going to be his second hook now. They do have that generator pretty far along, so I would assume they'll be able to finish it. They're probably going to start cleansing, but I don't know if you want to keep giving the power to the Plague like that. And it looks like they possibly got off the one generator that was further along and started working on a different generator there.
It's going to be Aaron Nova now in chase. Very close. This is a lot of hook states already for oh man, a lot of hook states for Otz, who then just red light mind games Aaron, showcasing his prowess here on Killer. Aaron 3 hooked to death here.
Incredible. I mean, this is almost as good as you can get as far as points go. If you get one more hook on Brian, that's another full 4 points there. So it is not looking too pretty for them. That one generator was fairly close along. I would be curious to see if it is still that far. It was about 50%. So, I mean, still a good ways out, but definitely doable. I don't know which generator it is. I was trying to figure out if it was that one that was next to him, because it sounded like he possibly kicked that and then it was regressing, is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
So maybe not nearly the 50% like I originally thought.
Malika now a little bit contested here by Otstava, searching for the team captain of Shift W Gamers. The Rock, though, providing cover with the Claudette here. That's the generator there. Ots was just passing. You can see the kick and the progression there. It's looking like it's about 75% completed. Malika may just head over there and try and complete it here before Brian S goes down.
That would be the move. They need to be definitely a bit aggressive, but, you know, in a 1v2, it's really hard because the killer can move around the map. When he finds someone, you know, if he breaks off, he can constantly be switching to the other gens. So it's a really difficult situation Shift W Gamers have found themselves in. Thankfully, they didn't get too much off of the Devour Hope in the grand scheme of things, but what a big brain play. Nice
There's
try
the
on the
hit
juke.
onto Brian S. Yeah, nice try, but he's just given distance here, and I don't think Brian S gets much. Oh, the dead hard all the way through the puke. Manages to get past it. Is going to be the third hook and death coming through here for Brian S. Otstava so far has shown an absolute willingness to just hook survivors in this scenario. Malika knows where the hatch is, so this could be an escape coming through, I believe, for the Shift W Gamers. In fact, I say Malika knows where the hatch is. We know where the hatch is. I think we've seen Otstava go across it, so potentially it's not been revealed to Malika, and she looks like she's currently holding around the exit gate area here to try and make a play for the exit gate if necessary. Yeah, there's the hatch insta-close.
Close the hatch. This might be the best performance of the entire night. Aaron, I believe, was tied with this, correct, as far as the hooks go, if Ots can get the kill. So this will be one of the more dominant performances of the night, especially coming from a Plague. Honestly, super cool to see. You know, you get comfortable in the meta here, Dowsy, and you're just used to meta. People pick this, people pick that, and then you go against something really weird, and it throws you off, throws you out of your comfort zone of what you're used to. Well, she chooses
Oh, she's been infected. Stava cuked on it, so he has full information that Malika is here on this game. There's nothing that she can do about it. That's going to be the final chase of this game here. Malika could attempt to loop Otstava for the remainder of the endgame collapse. If he is capable of doing so, that will reward just a single point rather than the full 2 points you get for hooking and downing the and killing the survivor. So Malika needs to now loop for her life. She has Shack Pallet available for her. She's going to try and throw it and try and win some time. How long is left on that endgame collapse? It's looking like it's getting closer and closer, the timer here. Otstava needs to get the kill if he wants to secure full points in this match. It looks like the distance has been gained and Malika goes down, and that is going to be an 11 hook game, coming through from Otstava's Plague, tying Aaron from Oracle for the highest hook game we've had so far in the tournament.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was one off or if it was a tie, but yeah, crazy to see that coming in from Ots on the Plague. Really cool build, all really flowing together in a nice way. I think the fact that we didn't get the Ruin or the Devour Hope somewhat destroyed early on, especially with them spotting it early too, I think kind of messed them up. I don't know if that was because they were expecting the Haunted Grounds, which allowed them to one-shot, or if they just kind of lost track of where it was throughout the match. We'd obviously have to ask the players, but crazy to watch that match unfold. And this is looking very, very good for the gentlemen. Assuming they can do well on the generators here, it is going to be a difficult match for Trickster to catch up with the hooks. But I mean, if anyone can do it, Trickster 100% can.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that there's plenty of points available for these two teams, but if the gentlemen do not get all four out, they can only get 10 points for doing 5 generators, right? So that means that I've got my scores mixed up, and I'm talking absolute crap here, Hexy. I mean, that's the thing. He needs the 4K needs to do it sooner than Otz did. Preferably at 3 gens remaining, 2 gens remaining, or he needs to match hooks. With the 4K, it's a mammoth task ahead of XxShadow. Yeah, he needs to match 11 hooks.
That's a lot. Yeah. So I mean, assuming they can just pretty much drill out 5 generators and go with minimal hooks, they pretty much are going to take this, right? 11 hooks, you can't really do much better than that. I mean, realistically, there's only one other option to do better than that. And they also need to make sure that they don't lose too many generators. Now, it's definitely doable. It is a really good map. I like this map for the killer. I do think the killer can excel on this map. I'll be curious to see what he does. If he contests the hook in the basement too much, that could obviously be really bad because he might lose out on some of the points that would be available on giving the free save. So he's going to have to dance around, letting them have free saves almost, so he can get as many points as possible while denying them as many gens as possible. So that has to be in the back of his mind. Okay, they've done this many gens. I need to make sure I get this many hooks, and vice versa. But if they get through the gens too quickly and he is unable to really deal with the pressure of that while still maintaining a bunch of hooks, I don't know how this could go any other way than the gentleman.
Yep, and I'm getting a note that we are loading in now, Hexy. This is the final game of today, potentially. Unless Shift W gamers pull a miracle card and draw it up, or they could take it home and close it out in that fashion. It's really in their ball court right now. XxShadow heading on to the Wrecker's Yard with his spirit pick here versus the gentleman who all they need to do is just get generators done and they'll be in a great spot.
Yeah, and like we said, pretty much the normal build we've been seeing across most of the spirits. So it is going to choose to do that. And if he can get the raw aggression out right off the gate, definitely can go in his favor. But you got to realize this match is essentially pushing them into losers final, guaranteeing themselves the bag of money, guaranteeing themselves to say they got top 3. At least, and possibly allowing them to win the whole shebang. Incredible performance from all these teams throughout. So let's get into this. It looks like they are going to be stealthing out the Corrupt Intervention, which will be limiting XxShadow's Spirit 1 perk. So about halfway through that already. And Trickster, much different start of the match this time around, where as the previous matches, he was right on the survivors. This one is being a bit slower, but hasn't really lost anything either because the survivors have not gone on generators either. So
yeah, typically XxShadow is almost got a 6th sense for finding survivors, stealthing out during the Corrupt Intervention. This is a very unlikely start for XxShadow, and the first generator is going to be started up here now by ASAP. Chopper now making their way. The Corrupt Intervention is about to expire in just a couple of seconds here, and the survivors know it. They're ready to go. Watch those tentacles release on the generator. XxShadow about to lose his perk. It looks like ASAP is going to be contested on their generator to start this game off with. XxShadow fade walking, trying to locate the Claudette here around the corner. Here's the footsteps of her moving, but can he track her down?
Does get the hit. Nice. A little bit of an awkward spot to go to on the wall there, but he kind of was almost forced into it, maybe thinking he could get the window vault. Is going to go in the middle here, and this is a really scary situation. This is where the footsteps come in big time, where you'd be able to hear them, and it chose to actually leave that probably because of that sound bug. So just kind of shift Wing away. I think you might be on the wrong team there, ASAP.
And this is not the start that Shift W gamers were looking for. This generator here almost completed. Hayden on it. Did not know that the spirit was approaching. The gen does get contested for momentarily, but ASAP and Jack working a generator across the map now. The pressure definitely on top of this team. The phase walk, not quite. Oh, she vaulted into him and then got life off of it. No way. Oh, it was a dead hard. It was a dead hard past it. Can she get to the pallet? No, that's going to be the down coming through.
There goes one generator on the first hook. Does lose corrupt intervention. Max 2 generators for the 1 hook. Gots to start picking it up, but does have the hook pressure now. It looks like they're going to cross here. I like that decision to go ahead and finish the generator out before you go ahead and heal. They know that all they need is points to win this. So the faster they can get through these gens, the better for them. And now they're going to go ahead and self-care up, making it so she won't hear the moaning from each of the survivors. So it looks like we do have... go ahead.
ASAP looked like he was coming for the rescue, but has been contested halfway through. Has throw time and deliverance. So very happy to trade in scenarios. Looks like Hayden actually gets rescued here. There's the blind attempt coming through on the firecracker. 3 survivors injured. Ace down coming through. Scratch marks not really leading to a survivor. Oh, there she is. There's the hit. There's the down. Is there a decisive strike on Hayden? Hasn't typically been running at this tournament. That's going to be a second hook coming through onto Hayden's survivor. Pop goes the weasel now. Couldn't be used to slow down some gem progression. 2 survivors came for that rescue. Now they've separated Hexy onto 3 separate generators. Jack has been working on for quite some time. There should be a second generator done in just a second.
Yeah, looking pretty good. Not too much on the other generators there, but this one generator should be popping. He doesn't have any information as far as what generators are going where, so he won't know exactly where to use Pop Goes the Weasel. If I had to guess, XxShinobazuxX gonna head back towards the hook and try to shove Hayden out of the match. It does look like he possibly... No, he actually got a little bit confused onto the wrong target, and Hayden is going to make the distance, get out of that situation, but it might just be temporary, as it looks like Trickster has the sights aimed at Hayden to push him out of the match and earn full points for that as well, which is exactly what needs to happen. But only 2 generators remain. So, oh, nice dead hard, but is going to get body blocked, so he can't actually vault that. And it looks like they have all the pressure they need for those generators. Boom, there goes one, and they're probably going to try to shove this one or split into another generator to just make it 2 generators that he has to deal with.
Yeah, this is very difficult to deal with. You know, I don't understand what XxShinobazuxX can do really in this scenario to bring it back for his team. So much pressure generated so far from this gentleman survivor team. The Pop Goes the Weasel kick will be utilized on this generator, whilst Chop and Jack work one literally across the map from ASAP's downed position, which will force like a long rotation to come out of XxShinobazuxX, and he has to actually predict the generator they're on, because if he does incorrectly with this next phase walk, they complete that.
Yeah, for sure. And it looks like he is going to be guessing right. So a little bit of luck there on his side. But if he did guess wrong, and there's the deliverance off the hook, you hate to see it immediately going on to that other gen. And this is what I was kind of saying. They're going to try to split up the generators, essentially almost working on 6 generators in total if you get down to it. And you really just string the killer along. It makes it really difficult to watch all these gens.
Ooh,
if he tries to guard one, the other.
Oh, just tried for the grab. Jack Bread isn't going to lose that one. And all this time, ASAP on a generator across the map that it just has XxShinobazuxX split so far. If Chopper goes back towards the generator, then he's in a good spot. Jack's going to get hooked here for an extra point for the FlaskGG gamers, but you have to imagine that potentially Chopper's even crossed to join ASAP. Yeah, he has. Look, that's going to be that generator. I don't think he can get it. I don't think he can get there in time.
No, definitely not. And if he kills too fast, he's not going to earn enough points. There it goes. No adrenaline, and have no active. But even if he 4Ks here, he's not going to get enough points. They've pretty much done the deed, I guess you could say, assuming they don't like save too much or get too many more rehooks.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, there was only 4 generators, I believe, completed in the match versus Starver and the FlaskGG gamers. So realistically, I think getting all 5 generators done has potentially pushed the gentleman into our losers bracket final. 3rd place guaranteed, top 3 money earned for the gentleman, and I think for the FlaskGG gamers, this may be a bois. We'll have to find out as this game does conclude here, but the gentlemen have managed to complete all of the generators, and if Chopper gets out, that will definitely put the nail in the coffin here for Shift W Gamer. XxShinobazuxX trying to do his best to try and locate ASAP, trying to get that down, try and get an extra hook for himself. Chopper, but where is he at? Is he actually... He's gone through the exit gate. That's an extra 2 points for the gentleman. That's the distance necessary. And the gentleman, after this chase has concluded that, they've extracted revenge onto the Shift W Gamers. They have solidified their position in the top 3 here in the best of the best tournament. Revenge has been served cold, and the money has been earned for the gentleman.
Yeah, crazy. I mean, obviously we saw them fight earlier, and in the earlier match, it was 27-15 in favor of Shift W Games, and as we see, almost exactly the same scoring there, 27-16. Gentlemen taking the dub there. I really feel like that plague pick threw them off really hard and got them that dub. It's still a really good performance from Hexy.
Oh, sure. A performance that you could be happy versus in almost any matchup here in the best of the best, but in this game here, it was not enough to consolidate a victory over the gentlemen. Oddstarver's team come forward with 27 points to 17, and they will solidify their position in the top 3 of the best tournament. Unfortunately, this is where we do say goodbye to the Shift W Gamers.
Yeah, great matches. It was honestly an honor to cast players in all the teams' matches throughout this. Gentlemen have to be feeling real nice, guaranteeing themselves at least $1,000 by going into losers finals. The losers finals, as well as the winners finals and grand finals, will all be taking place tomorrow, where we will be doing a best of 3. But as we're taking a look at losers bracket, you can follow along with us throughout today's matches. You can see the points on each of the sides of the teams there, and 27-17 in favor of gentlemen, pushing them into losers finals.
Yeah, they ran the full gauntlet here in the losers bracket final from round 1 all the way to round 3, and now we can look at tomorrow's brackets for this tournament and see exactly what will be happening tomorrow, the 12th of September, 1 p.m. First up, Oracle will take on Agony in the winners bracket finals. The winner heading into the grand final. The loser will take on the gentleman in the losers bracket final to determine who will face up in the grand finals of the best tournament. $15,000 on the line, and these are your finalists for tomorrow, Hexy.